I want to start this week with a bit of a personal story because I went against one of my principals and I learned my lesson. And while it does have to do with the Bills, it doesn't really necessarily have to do with an AFC East division championship, which the Bills have now seized for the first time in 25 years. But first, please allow me to vent to you guys about this, because that's all I've been doing for the past 11 years on these videos, and I appreciate every single one of you that has come here to check out this channel. But I've been venting, even throughout the Bills' deepest, darkest era of football. I've been venting about how I feel about players, coaches, etc. And you guys have been continuing to come back. Just goes to show you how dedicated this fan base is and how much Buffalo Bills football really means. That's why the city deserves the division championship. Not just the team, the coaches, but the city too. Long overdue. But first, like I said, let me get to this. Now, sports gambling is legal in New York State. Now, this is maybe the first entire football season that sports gambling has been legal. Mobile betting is not legal. You can't just go do it on your phone. I'm sure people have ways of doing it. But in terms of like legality, you have to go down to the casino, place a couple bets yourself, and you can cash them in there. That is what I have done. I decided to commit to that for one full season to see how good I am at it, to have other rooting interests on Football Sunday, to have more monetary interest into it other than just fantasy football. Just, just curiosity, really. I don't spend a ton of money on this, guys. I don't go down there dropping hundreds of dollars each week. It's $10 here, $20 there, occasionally $30, whatever. Nothing insane. I know you're probably like, Greg, usually people who aren't addicted to gambling don't feel the need to explain how not addicted to gambling they are. And I'm like, okay, I get that. I used to work at a casino, actually. Or so I've heard it all, But trust me, guys, I'm not. Okay? I would never just go randomly bet basketball or hockey or baseball, but I really love football. It's my favorite sport, and I like to think I'm smart at it. I'm a little in the red right now. Seriously, only a little in the red right now, but it's been fun and stressful throughout the year. Anyway, my number one rule, don't bet the Bills. Don't bet them. You have so many emotions already invested in this team. Why would you risk being upset when they win? Through, not covering the spread or an over-under or a prop bet or something like that. But I always look at the prop bets and whatnot because some of those things are good for fantasy football as well. The prop bets let you know what Vegas thinks guys are going to do in terms of yardage, in terms of touchdowns, whether that's passing, receiving, or rushing, what the total score is going to be, the implied score. Like, I think of all of these things when I'm doing fantasy football. That gives you kind of a game script, really, to just sort of, if you're foolish if you don't use it. It's analytics. It's analytics, but really it's just information that is there for you, so you can use it. Anyway, I look at the Bills on Saturday, and maybe I just want some action on Saturday, and I see a prop bet, and I'm like, you know what? Gonna bet it. Don't know what went through my head. Hey, Greg, don't bet the Bills. Something went out the window that day. I bet Melvin Gordon to have more rushing yards than Devin Singletary. Seemed like a slam dunk to me. Devin Singletary's had a couple of nice games recently with 60 or 80 yards. But, he's got a couple games with like 2 carries for 1 yard or like 6 carries for 15 yards or something like that. I'm like, the Broncos will run Gordon more than the Bills run Singletary. I think Gordon will get that. I parlayed it with something with Aaron Jones later in the late game with the Packers and Panthers, and he hit his in the first quarter. But you guys can clearly tell where I'm going with this, I hope. The Bills are up 41-13. Denver drives down the field. They score a touchdown. It's 41-19. They're kicking an onside kick. The Bills recover. There's 1 minute and 50 seconds left, maybe give or take a couple of seconds. Less than 2 minutes. Denver does have all their timeouts, but the Bills go out there. They put Matt Barkley out there. They could put Tywan Jones out there. They could put Zach Moss, but no, they put Devin Singletary. At this point, it doesn't matter. This has been me. This is a recliner, by the way. This has been me most of the day. I'm not worried. The Bills are AFC East champions. They've been coasting to it. Even when the game was 21-13 at halftime, you knew the Broncos weren't going to stop the Bills, right? I'm digressing a little bit away from the bet part of it, but like the Bills were just straight coasting. That's what I'm saying. Like, what a team we have. Like, we just coast sometimes. You might not necessarily agree with that, but I'll get back to that. I'll get back to the coasting point. Anyway, it's 61-17. Gordon to Singletary. Gordon has 61 rushing yards. Singletary 17. There's 2 minutes to go. What's going to happen? I'm good. I'm good here. And then Devin Singletary runs for a 51-yard touchdown. And I'm just like, it was only like $10, guys. I could have won like 50 with the parlay, but like, I'm like, is this really happening? Like, now I am slightly upset at how the Bills won, I suppose. And there's the lesson coming back, slapping me in the face. Don't bet the Bills. There's already enough emotional investment. I just needed to get that out because I really couldn't believe that it happened in the first place. So thank you guys for coming. Thank you for coming all season long, all 11 years long if you've been here. I appreciate every single one of you. You guys deserve the AFC East Championship just as much as the Buffalo Bills do. This is not just a good team. This is a very good team. I'm confident in it. I'm confident in the team as a whole. Like, we haven't won a playoff game in 25 years. I can't imagine that not changing this year. This is one of this might be the best Bills team in 30 years since the Super Bowl teams. Is this a Super Bowl team? I don't know. We're going to find out together, and it's going to be fun. I wish we could go to the games. Maybe some of us will get to go to the games. Looks like maybe 10% capacity, and who knows how those tickets will be doled out. But a lot of us are going to still have to watch the games from home. That's fine. I think that's kind of our luck, in a sense, is we get a home playoff game for the first time in 25 years, and the great majority of us cannot go. But I want to get back to the coasting point. Like, and it ties in with how good the team is. Like, you guys probably don't see the Bills as coasting, and they're not coasting, okay? They're not, feet up and everything. But they're made in a lot of these games. Like Denver, they were made. I think everybody knows that. Pittsburgh, they went up 23-7. They were made. San Francisco, they were pretty much made in the third quarter. Like, the Chargers were put a couple threats up there, but I mean, they did have the ball down 7, I guess. You're just used to being stressed because of the history, the stigma of the Buffalo Bills. Like, the way that they have given away games. And I know that the Hail Mary thing kind of stings a little bit, but like, we are that Hail Mary away from talking about an 8-game win streak. Maybe even 10 if they win these last 2 regular season games. Maybe even 10. And even into the playoffs. I'm not even concerning myself with who the Bills are going to play in the playoffs. I'm really not. I am that optimistic about them. I think they're that talented of a team that they could beat literally anybody, especially on their home field. Of course I want the 2 seed or the 3 seed. It's starting to look like the 2. Thank you, Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh in absolute free fall right now. They lose again to the Bengals on the road, but like the Bengals were, 2-10 or something, 2-10-1 or something like that. And they lose by double digits to Ryan Finley. So there's something wrong with the Steelers. The Steelers are broken. But if the Bills can get the 2 seed, that guarantees a wild card weekend home game. If they win that guarantees a divisional round home game. And then you stay away from Arrowhead until the AFC Championship at the earliest. Maybe let somebody else try to beat them first. And then maybe if you have the 2 seed and they get upset in the divisional round, you have a home playoff game for the AFC Championship. I don't think I want to go that far yet. But there, I did. I just took it that far. I'm that confident in this team. I don't know what... It's just... How do I want to say this? This combination of Sean McDermott, who comes in preaching more or less defense and culture, and last year talks about how, well, if we get to 21 points per game, we'll be good. And I'm just like, hello, red flags, sound the alarms. We can't be going back to this again. He breaks the drought in the first year, obviously. Love that. Which is kind of funny because he went 9-7 as the 6th seed, and now the top 6 or 7 teams in the AFC might have 10 wins. Like, a 10-win team might miss out on the playoffs. It just goes to show you, like, I guess, what does it go to show you? Like, how amazing, incredible it is that the Bills really couldn't sneak their way in over 17 or 18 years. Because now it should be easier, but it's actually tougher. And that might just be kind of a fluke. It's really the first year there's been 7 playoff teams. The first year the number 1 seed is the only team that gets to bye, and the Bills might get to 2. Again, maybe another Buffalo luck type of thing. But anyway, I want to get back to, McDermott comes in, defense, 21 points per game, yada, yada. And then he brings in Brian Daboll, who's really never had that successful of an offense in the NFL. And they throw in Josh Allen, and he has, doubters everywhere. People doubting his accuracy, his ability. Yeah, he's really good. He looks good in shorts. He's tall. He's got big hands or whatever. But, he's better off as a tight end. You take McDermott's defense and Daboll's offense that hasn't been very good, and Josh Allen's basically a piece of clay that you kind of mold. You put them all in a pot, and out comes the Buffalo Bills. Out comes this 11-3 team that throws the ball all over the yard, 5th in scoring, 6th in total yards, 2nd in passing offense, 3rd in first downs, 5th in average time of possession on offense, 4th in yards per drive. This is insane. 2nd in possessions ending in a scoring drive, drives ending in a score. I'm super, I couldn't be more excited. This is the most exciting time to be a Bills fan, obviously, in the past, at least in the past 20 years, since the year of, the home run throwback, the Music City Miracle, because I think a lot of people thought the Bills were very good and maybe Super Bowl caliber that year. There was, some quarterback question marks, but this is even more different than that, because that team, there's no quarterback controversy. There's no controversy on offense. They are fantastic on offense. You want to talk about New England? Fine. Let's talk about New England this week. I'm not even concerned. I'm not concerned with who they play this week. All I'm concerned with is moving forward, staying healthy, heading into the playoffs. Hopefully Stephon Diggs is healthy. Hopefully Trey White is healthy, because they both left in the Denver game on Saturday with, look like lower body, foot, maybe knee, ankle type of things. So fingers crossed that they're okay, because they are 2 massive pieces in this offense. Diggs leading the league in receptions. He's another thing that they threw in there. They're like, we'll take this diva from Minnesota and throw him on our offense and throw him the ball 150 times. In terms of targets and whatnot. I'm blown away. I'm blown away by how this organization has just sort of blossomed within the league. And I probably shouldn't, but it's just they've seemed so far behind the 8 ball in the past. For years, for 2 decades really, they've seemed behind the 8 ball, and now they seem ahead of the curve. And it's liberating. It feels so good. Rooting for a good team. How different are your Bills game experiences now? You turn on the game expecting them to win, expecting them to score a lot of points, not even really being worried when the game is close. You're just more excited to watch the team continue to play offense rather than dreading it. I'm happy for me, I'm happy for you, I'm happy for McDermott and Daboll and Allen and everyone in the Buffalo Bills organization. I'm happy for everyone. You can't knock me down right now. And I know that an injury could, really just kick me off my totem pole right now, or a first round playoff exit, but we're not there yet. We're really not there yet. So the Bills play this weekend. I got a minute left in a video. The Bills play this weekend. They play Monday. Sorry, they play Monday night against New England, who, Belichick is going back and forth maybe on starting quarterback, so we see Jarrett Stidham maybe. Stephon Gilmore is going to be out. We know that. He tweaked his knee, so he is going to miss the last 2 games of the season. This is a game the Bills should win. Why? I'm not nervous about it, really. 30-20 Bills over the Patriots. 12-3. Is this a 13-3 team? Maybe. Maybe they end up sitting people week 17 because they have the 2 seed locked up. Are you kidding? Guys, hit me up on Twitter. Share your emotions with me and laugh at my bet, okay? Twitter handle and YouTube username are the same, guys. Enjoy your Christmas. Enjoy your weekend. As always, above all else, go Bills.